Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300. Before we get into this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Mercedes-Benz of Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this car. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Dylan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 23 around town and then 33 on the highway, with power outputs being 255 horsepower and then 295 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see those lines that kind of poke up on either side. Gives the hood a distinctive look. Popping down below, the headlight design is pretty crazy. Kind of looks like mini E-Class in a way. And then you guys can see here with the grille, I like how you just have like the lines straight across pretty much. And then we do have parking sensors there at the bottom. And putting it all together, it does look like a baby S-Class, and I really think that's what they're going for with the C-Class. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225 45 18 in the front, and then 245 40 18 in the rear. Now taking a look at the wheels, pretty fancy looking, pretty S-Class-esque, if I do say so myself, with the design. And then notice the fenders pop out a little bit. Mirror caps are painted. I like the trim around the windows, and then also on the door handles as well. It looks nice. And then not the best side view on the planet. Maybe if I squeeze in here and give you guys a better view. There you go. There's kind of the side. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We also have the opening for the trunk, then obviously the Mercedes logo there with the lock function. And then taking a look at the cargo area, you guys can see first off, got the first aid kit right there and storage underneath. But yeah, the C-Class isn't a massive car, but it still has quite a bit of storage space. And then you can see we've got this to throw down the seats on either side. And when you're all done, you can actually press the button to close the trunk. Well, there we go. Now taking a look at the spoiler there in the back, you guys can see pretty low profile. Got all of the badges here on the back in chrome. And then I love the taillight design here. Again, very S-Class-esque. And then more parking sensors there on the rear. And putting it all together, let me know your thoughts on the overall design here at the C300. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch here and then down below. And then I like the finish there on the controls. And then you can see with the window control there and then Burmester sound system. And then nice trim here all down the center of the seats. Legroom here is good. We have a little storage pocket. We got vents in the back. And then headroom back here, it's also good. Also, we do have a sunroof. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see soft touch here and down below. We've got all of our window controls here. Mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in. We have our adjustments for the seats. And then notice we do have heated and cooled seats, that's nice. Memory seat function as well. And then we do have blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. And then here's the front seat. Again, nice trim all down the center. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see soft touch trim all around. I like this trim here as well. Paddle shifters for the 9-speed. We also have practical controls on the front for the infotainment system, volume voice command controls, adaptive cruise control, and then also for the center stack. Turn signal windshield wiper stock, and then we have our column shifter. And then taking a look at the gauge cluster, you can see fully digital here in the center, and it kind of doubles as like a secondary infotainment system. Also, we can change the style of the gauge cluster as well. Now the C-Class does come with a 360 camera system, and resolution with the camera system is actually really good. And on top of that, the trajectory lines turn with the steering wheel, so it's a good setup. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system, it's pretty much just like what you find in the S-Class. You got like your drive mode select here at the bottom. You can click to change through the different drive modes that'll kind of pull up right there. A little shortcut for the vehicle tab, volume control off to the side. And then as for the rest of the screen itself, response time is great. I mean, everything's easy to use, so I think they did a good job. And I like the integration here on the dash, especially with the trim behind it. I think this looks really cool. And then notice the vents, and then this is soft touch at the top of the dash, for those of you that are wondering. Good storage here in the center, cup holders, got a wireless phone charging pad inside, the USB, and this does cover up the whole center thing. There we go. Anyways, center console. Got some USBs. Nice padding on the top of it. Nice stitching too. And then with the glove box, Yeah, pretty spacious as well. And that's the very top. We got our controls here for the center. So here's a quick look at the window sticker you guys can see with all the standard equipment. And then we do have a few options added to this. After all options, $55,185 is the total MSRP. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, both of the mirrors. To the rest of the rear, and baby S-Class away. I really do think that's kind of what Mercedes was going for with this new C-Class, right? They're obviously trying to kind of homogenize the lineup in a sense, at least what it looks like. So it does make sense overall, but there's some big differences between this and the S-Class. Obviously length is a big difference. The S-Class is a lot bigger, a lot more spacious. And then the powertrains, right? The S-Class, you got an inline 6 standard, and then you can add a twin turbo V8. Cannot get a twin turbo V8 in the C-Class. But let's actually get up and move with this thing. By the way, I am not a fan of this road here. Like, I understand it, like I understand the reasoning behind it, but man, it is a nightmare to get across sometimes. But anyways, ride comfort's good. Handling's good too. Ooh, little bit of lag with the engine. A little bit of lag, but that's kind of a lot of turbocharged 4 cylinders. It's just kind of the name of the game, as they say. Smooth though. Very smooth. And I think the other thing I really like about this powertrain is quiet. Again, when you're going for the baby S-Class kind of thing, makes sense. Transmission's very smooth. The thing I do love about Mercedes 9-speed, quick to shift and smooth. So it adds to the luxury experience. Love the feel of the turn signal indicator too. It feels like you're doing something substantial in a way, and you're just doing the turn signal. That's all. And you know, something that the C-Class does benefit from is it has a lot of switchgear that feels more premium, because the switchgear also happens to be in expensive cars like the S-Class. So you get that kind of top-down effect, which is really nice in luxury car brands when you're buying their more affordable product. And gotta punch it here a little bit. Ooh, not like insanely quick, but I mean, it moves. It gets up and moves at a decent pace. So to sum things up here with the Mercedes C-Class, is it a baby S-Class? Yeah, in a way. I mean, it's got the looks, it's got the interior looks too. It's got the comfort. Again, it's not as comfortable as an S-Class. The powertrain isn't nearly as good, like especially that V8 in the S-Class, like that. It's such a beautiful combination because you just have this effortless acceleration and then the comfort you get with the S-Class. It's amazing. So it's not, you know, full on, but it's there most of the way, especially for 55 grand. That's the thing is, I mean, in S500, in terms of what dealers order, you're looking at $120,000, almost $130,000. And then you want an S580, you're looking at over $140,000. So for almost 3x the price, right? It's crazy. So I think that if you just want like a really competent luxury daily driver that gives you a large portion of the S-Class experience, then that's what the new C-Class does. Let me know your thoughts.